Reese Witherspoon and AI. I think the biggest thing for me is if you're going to talk about something, especially that's a hot topic in your industry, talk about the issues that matter to the people in your industry. It's not enough to say the buzzword because it's the buzzword. Put it in the context of what it means for your industry and don't just bring in women because that's like your pet project. Learn a couple lessons about why it's important for women to actually be in AI and don't just say, we need women in AI.
Gosh, got it. I think that makes a lot of sense. Takeaway from the builder AI meltdown, you have got to have the product to back up the narrative. The pace of your storytelling cannot outpace your pace of building. You've got to you got to back up what you're selling with what you're building. And I think in this current era of AI where it's actually like easier and faster to build, at least that's the promise of it all. Um, just make sure that what you're selling as a narrative it like really exists foundationally in your product.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like we'll be reading your obituary in the news soon.
Yeah. Yeah. An
Uh,
additional takeaway for me for the Builder AI one is that I think your customers are smart enough to go on the journey with you of like how you're building and what you're building and whatever stage you're at, and that they want to know the truth about like what you're building and that your product actually is going to do what it says. Don't be afraid that like if you don't sell the vision to them that they won't care about you. I think that people know that you're just starting out, you're a startup, and they want to follow you on that journey. So talk about that journey and don't just sell this vision that's not going to meet up to their expectations because that's going to annoy them and piss them off a lot more than if, you hadn't done that.
yeah, and maybe the adage of like timing is everything
Mm,
comes true here, where it's like the timing of when you talk about things, the timing of when you launch things, like
mhm.
cadence and timing and pacing. It's like very, very important in tech more than people realize.
Yeah, for sure.
And for Instagram's iPad app, finally coming out with the iPad app, long time coming, I think this really signals that nail in the coffin for social media used for social purposes, where it really is now the primary use case for so-called social media is entertainment. And I think with the rise of Reels, right, it's the app is defaulting to Reels, the way that people are following creators, influencers on social media, all that point to this new world of media, I guess, where it's this sort of blend of parasocial relationships and entertainment.
Yeah. Actually, that kind of reminds me of one of the recent things that Netflix just announced was now they're letting their fans clip the shows, which for the longest time hasn't been available. So I like it in the sense that like it's a new way for people to share the things that they love. And if we can get people to share more content that they're ingesting, as opposed to having it always be, a perfect like Instagram photo, then that's a good way to kind of still allow your friends and like the people you actually care to hear about share things that they love and not have it be like you have to continue following like creators and all that.
That
Yeah,
makes
that's also indicative of the Netflix moving to the behavior that people are already doing.
Hmm.
Because people have already found their ways to clip clips.
Yeah.
But now they're like, fine, you're doing it anyway. Here are
Hmm.
the keys. It might as well come from us.
Right.
in free
And if they
marketing.
put that little watermark in there versus like not have it, then it's a benefit to them.
It's actually brilliant. Like, yeah, let everybody's already doing word of mouth. Let them like
Hmm.
market your videos in the format that they already like to consume videos anyways, which is short clips. Like as uncomfortable as it might make those folks, at least the IP attorneys feel like that, it seems like a great idea. I'm glad to see they're
Right.
doing that.
Exactly.
Yeah, and if
Yeah.
I see a little
So
clip of something that everyone's talking about, like then I'm gonna watch it.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that that's kind of, you go where your user is going. And if they're already doing a certain behavior that you can help facilitate, like it's on you to like update your product to do that, especially for big companies like this, Netflix, Meta, finally getting on board to what their users have been doing for, eons.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like they've been hacking it together, but now like the companies are actually giving the people what they want, which is awesome.
Exactly.